You've probably heard it a million times. Getting older means your mind starts to decline. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the opposite were true? What if our brains could actually get wiser and even more powerful with age? Today, we're going to explore a fascinating idea that completely flips our understanding of the aging brain on its head. So let me ask you something. Imagine you go for a routine checkup, you get a brain scan, and later the doctor sits you down and uses the word abnormal to describe what they see. I mean, how would that make you feel? Probably pretty scared, right? Well, for Elkonon and Goldberg, one of the world's leading neuroscientists, this wasn't some thought experiment. This was real. It was a real-life medical report that landed on his desk, and it sent him on this incredible journey to figure out what was really happening inside his own head. And it turns out, inside all of our aging minds. All right, so let's get into Goldberg's story. This whole thing started with a simple, totally routine health check. So, as part of this checkup, Goldberg has a brain MRI. No big deal. But when the results came in, the report was, well, it was jarring. It mentioned several abnormalities, these little areas that suggested potential minor brain damage. You know, the kind of wear and tear that can build up over a lifetime. I mean, can you imagine? For a man who had dedicated his entire life to studying the brain, this was the absolute worst nightmare. Suddenly, every fear you have about aging, about losing your memory or your edge, it all became intensely personal for him. Was this it? Was his mind, his sharpest tool, beginning to fail? And you know, Goldberg's fear, it taps right into this powerful and widespread story that we all know. The myth that as we get older, our minds just inevitably decline. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you've got the common fears we all worry about. Our recall gets a little slower, we misplace our keys more often. But that perspective completely misses the hidden reality on the other side, the emergence of these incredible new cognitive strengths, like better judgment and these deep insights that only come with experience. And here's the twist. This is the crucial part. Despite what that MRI seemed to be saying, Goldberg didn't feel like his mind was failing at all. In fact, he felt the opposite. The scan showed the physical history of a brain that had lived a long, full life. But his experience told a totally different story, one of cognitive growth, not decay. He found his ability to solve complex problems, to see connections that others missed, was actually stronger than ever. So this huge contradiction, a brain that looks abnormal on a scan but feels wiser than ever, that's what led him to a really groundbreaking concept. Let's take a look at what he calls the wisdom paradox. And this brings us right to the core idea. The wisdom paradox is this. Aging isn't a simple story of loss. Not at all. Sure, you might take an extra second to remember a name you just heard, but while that's happening, your brain is busy getting much, much better at more sophisticated things. It's like it's trading some of its raw speed for profound, experience-based insight. So the key takeaway here is that this isn't about deterioration. It's a strategic reorganization. Your brain is adapting. It's shifting its focus away from just processing new, random bits of information and toward integrating a whole lifetime of knowledge. Okay, so how does this reorganization actually work? Well, it all comes down to one of the most incredible functions of the mature mind, pattern recognition. Think of your brain like a giant library. Every single day of your life, you're adding new books to the shelves. Every problem you solve, every person you meet, every mistake you learn from, it's another volume. After 50, 60, 70 years, that library is absolutely enormous and incredibly rich. And this image, it illustrates the result perfectly. All those intricate branches, that's your vast interconnected library. So when the mature brain faces a new situation, it doesn't have to start from scratch. It can instantly reference this huge catalog of similar books, allowing it to find solutions with what feels like effortless intuition. Here's how it works in practice. First, you're faced with a new, complex challenge. Then, almost instantly, without you even consciously thinking about it, your brain scans its massive internal library for any similar patterns it's seen before. And finally, a solution just emerges, not from slow logical deduction, but from a deep, gut-level recognition of the pattern. That right there, that's wisdom in action. So when we put all of this together, it completely reframes how we should view the aging mind. It's not about what we lose, it's about what we gain. The young brain is amazing. It's a novelty engine. It's built for speed and learning brand new things. But the mature brain evolves into something else, something just as powerful. a masterful expert in the patterns of life. It's a fundamental shift from being a sprinter to becoming a chess grandmaster. And ultimately, this whole journey is anchored by a really simple but powerful idea. The book uses the phrase, 智慧始于好奇心, which beautifully translates to wisdom begins in curiosity. It's a fantastic reminder that this incredible cognitive strength we develop isn't passive. It's fueled by our desire to keep learning, to stay engaged, and to understand the world around us.
So I'll leave you with this thought. Forget that old myth of decline. The science suggests that the most insightful, the most discerning, the wisest version of your mind could very well still be in your future. The only question is, how will you keep filling your library?